So it's Friday, and it's a slightly earlier you hangout today. But however, I'm joined with Aruna and Simon from the Umbraco HQ. How are you doing, guys?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good, very good. So today we're going to get an early insight to the vNext of Our Umbraco. How's it coming along, guys?
It's going pretty well. I'd say we've been mainly doing HTML mockups, trying different things out, getting some functionality into it, doing some animation stuff, testing colors and the structure of things. And then during this week, we've started trying to implement some Razor stuff as well. We've got Our running on 7.2 now, and the forum is actually up and running on 7.2 in Razor.
Ooh, that's very, very nice.
It's coming.
So even just so I'll just kind of jump back a couple of steps then. So for people who don't know, so the existing kind of Our Umbraco site is on GitHub, and obviously it's people can contribute, but obviously it's been around for quite a while, and it's version 4, is it, guys? Is it something like that? Quite old.
I haven't poked too much at it actually.
Fine. But yeah, if you kind of ever wanted to contribute to the project, like it's quite interesting, shall we say? There's kind of a high level barrier of entry to kind of get started and kind of help out. You need to be familiar with XSLT, and the project solution structure is a bit interesting. Yeah, so 7.2, that sounds awesome, and that it's been rewritten in Razor, and that the forum is all working already So is this a prototype? Is this coming out soon? What's the plans?
The plan is to release something.
Something.
Something on Umbraco's birthday, on the 16th of February.
Okay.
So that's the plan, and then it's going to be open. It's going to be on GitHub. So hopefully this will be the start of that people can start contributing to like changing the whole site, because we're focusing on the forum right now and the documentation parts of it, and then there's some login stuff and the front page and that, but the rest of the site we're not doing anything about right now, the package repository and all that stuff. So I was
going to say, there's only so much you can do. You've got to do it surely one section or one part at a time. Surely you can't just do everything all in one massive go. Is it worth taking a look and seeing, maybe handing it over to you guys to kind of show us what's coming for vNext of Our Umbraco?
I don't know. What do you say, Simon?
Yeah.
No, we're not allowed to see it. We're just going to talk about it.
Let's show some.
It's pink.
It's pink. Ooh.
See if we can share a screen here. You seen something?
2 seconds. Hang on. Ooh la la. Very nice. So yeah, I like this straight away. It looks a lot cleaner and more modern and kind of up to date. No offense to the old design, but it's probably seen better days.
Yeah. Well, this is the work in progress front page. We put a lot of effort in the search part, so you can find what you need even faster than before. I will show you the search part later on. We also added easy entrance to the documentation as well, as a forum activity, and we did put a lot more focus on the people using Our, because that's the people that makes it awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about the community, yes.
Yeah. In the future, when you're logged in, we will have some focus on your current forum activity and put it before documentation on the front page, so you have a customized feeling when you log in. That's an even better way to show stuff when you're used to that on Our. Yeah, I don't know if we should show the documentation first.
Yeah, we can do that. As you can see here on the front page, this is kind of the way we're thinking about structuring documentation from now on. Actually, it's the wrong names we've got here. It is a work in progress, but when it says code base, it should say getting started.
Okay.
And over here it should say structural docs.
Okay, so work in progress.
Yeah, exactly. So if we try to go into the documentation part of things, you can see it over here in the sidebar. Kind of got a getting started section that's going to take the user from installing Umbraco, setting everything up, to explaining how you work with the data, the document types, and all this stuff, how you implement your own design, and all the way to doing custom property editors and stuff like that. So kind of a step-by-step, like from the beginning of an install. So that's the one part of like trying to structure the documentation better. And then we have structural docs.
So what's the difference between structural docs and getting started? So obviously you was talking about getting started, setting up in Umbraco, and then saying creating a property editor. So what's the difference between getting started and structural documentation?
You can almost think of getting started as like creating a basic website in Umbraco, you know. So it, like, takes you through all the steps there. And then the structural docs is for people that kind of know their way around a bit more. And we've actually done, just finished it 10 minutes ago, done a quick mock-up of the structural docs. So
okay,
if you can see here, we've got some lorem ipsum, but besides that, we've got some headers that kind of explain what we're trying to do here.
Okay, so this is kind of showing, in this instance, the pipeline request, in terms of a request comes in, something happens, it might do something with MVC or the URL providers, then obviously contents gets hydrated in templates and things like that. So yeah, that's a very, very nice kind of breakdown. And I presume all the kind of the things on the right, the smaller subsets, is something I can kind of click through and find out more. So if I want to find more about in this case, template or schema, we're kind of hovering over on the right, I presume I can.
Yeah. Then that will be a link sometime in the future.
Very nice.
That is the plan. Yeah. So that's kind of the big things that are happening with the documentation right now. But as I said, it's a work in progress, and we just finished this mock-up now. But I think this gives a good idea of what we're trying to do. Yeah,
no, I think it looks a lot more cleaner and nicer, and at first glance easier to read the documentation. So it looks a lot more nicer on the eye so far.
Yeah, and hopefully for newcomers it should be easier to find what you're actually looking for. Instead of having to bury your way through, I don't know, 10 different pages until you get to like a property editor or things like that. You know? So, but if we go a step back, you see the actual documentation is done in the same way as before. So we're going to pull that in from GitHub. So this is the grid layout documentation, and you can see it's pretty much the same. There's a little difference in the way we render the fonts, and for the code snippets, we've done some stuff with the background color to make it just a bit cleaner and easier to find the interesting bits.
Yes, yeah. From a developer's perspective, in terms of talking from experience, normally I would probably. I do like to read documentation, but the bits that, as a developer, that I'm interested in is code snippets or examples. So if I can easily pick those samples out of the page, then that's going to be fantastic for me.
Yeah, it helps getting an overview of what's going on that page. So yeah. So I think that's pretty much what we got going on with the docs. Any more questions about that?
Nothing that's kind of springs to mind. So I presume this is all just going to still work with the existing documentation repository in terms of this is powered by Markdown files, and the community can do pull requests on the documentation and kind of continue to improve it all the time. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we might probably need some restructuring of the existing repository, but yeah, for sure it's going to be. It's going to be done the same way.
Okay, cool. Nice. That's very nice to know.
Yeah. Yes. So maybe we should take a look at, or we can take a quick look at the search part.
Yeah, please.
Some of the first stuff we did, we went a bit crazy, but
mental.
A bit mental. Okay.
But it shows some of what we're trying to do. It's probably not going to end up looking like this. But if you click the search field right now, get animation, and then you can start searching here, right? But what we're trying to show here is that you get documentation and forum posts and packages like side by side, instead of getting everything in one big pile as you do now. So that should help.
Okay, quick question. So I presume this is going to be semi-type ahead focused. So as soon as I'm updating my search in that search box above, the results are going to change and get reflected in the bottom part below.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's what we're aiming for, doing some asynchronous searching. Yeah, definitely.
But I like the structure in terms of, like you said, in terms of currently the search is on Our Umbraco. It's very focused to search the entire site and then get back a mixed results and kind of skim through the page. Or I say that I specifically want to look in documentation, the forum, or packages. But this overview in terms of side by side is going to be a lot easier in terms of finding something specific that you need.
Yeah. Then hopefully we can do something to improve the search on the server side as well. Now that we've updated to 7.2, should make the search better, just overall.
Yeah.
What we still need here is to figure out the layout is one thing, and then we need to get some filtering on it, especially for mobile, because we can't really do this side by side stuff on a mobile phone. So there still needs to be some filtering of some kind. So if you want to search in documentation only, you can do that. But yeah, it's coming along.
No, it's looking nice so far. So you talked about so this is obviously search. So do we want to just carry on going through the homepage? So we've looked at obviously search, and we've looked at documentation. So is forum stuff? Is there kind of any mocks or anything that's kind of been implemented?
We got some mockups that has been implemented in the Razor code. And I can show you the mockup as well right now.
Yeah, please.
One thing, we killed the forum rules, or what do you call them? The categories, and we listed it in one long list with category tags, as you see here.
So, so on the existing forum, we've got things like I can't remember off the top of my head. I think we've got like subcategories. So we've got like developing with Umbraco, and then we've got kind of two sub-forums, and then we've got another kind of category, which is like using Umbraco with subcategories. So we've just got one big forum, so to speak, and everything's kind of a category tag. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, and then focus on the latest posts. Then you can search if you want to find something specific, but what people mainly are going to the forum for is looking what's going on now. Yeah. So and if you have something specific you're looking for, you're gonna use the search anyway. So
yes, true.
You can filter the categories as well. Yeah. To a topic thread. One thing we did, we made it possible to reply. So you can actually create a small conversation in the forum thread, which is quite nice.
And you can see that by the
indentation of the forum thread here.
Okay, so yeah, sometimes, like you say, I might be replying to someone 3-4 posts further up rather than the previous person above me. And like you say, it's nice to have a kind of a reply thread or a nested kind of structure.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you get like, you have a topic and people are discussing and sharing code and stuff, and then you get like a small conversation about something that's not quite, part of the main topic. So it's actually kind of nice to be able to like split that off a bit. So you can reply to a reply, or you can reply to the main topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the different.
That's nice. So if we just take this slowly and go one bit at a time. So obviously we've got the core and then Umbraco 7 kind of category tags. So can we as a forum user or someone, can we create these categories or tags on the fly? Is it kind of, I can like tag my post with this is core, this is Umbraco 7, this is to do with property editors, or is these kind of tags or filters or categories kind of predefined?
The tags are predefined.
Okay.
Cool. For now. Because we can get millions of tags in the future if people can.
True. Yep, and then I would imagine it could get quite messy and.
Exactly.
No, that's nice. I'm still just kind of skimming down, and I'm really looking forward here to kind of see the mock. So you've got links to direct forum posts, I see. Yes. So in Jan's reply, we've got we can copy the link to either tweet it out or send it in an email. I can press. Go on.
Yeah, it'll be the deep link, so you get to the specific post.
Mm-hmm. I can mark Jan's reply as being a solution like before, and I presume pressing reply underneath Jan's post is what you've done, Simon, and we've got the kind of the indent with your kind of code snippets, yes?
Yeah. Rune did some amazing work on a markdown editor for the replies, so that you can watch what you're replying. You push reply, it will pop up from the bottom, and you can actually start typing here.
Very nice.
A small preview right next to it, and you can still go up and down the post if like there's some code snippets you're replying to.
Okay, so you can kind of because that was if the forum post or thread is quite long, I know I've been known to kind of write a reply and kind of get halfway through and go, what was that person specifically asking, and kind of them having to kind of scroll back up and then scroll to the bottom and then kind of carry on writing my reply. So that's a nice feature.
And we've done some interviews with the couple of admins of the site from Our, and like they're doing a lot of replies and stuff in there, and they specifically mentioned that the editor was a bit too unreliable, and so we've really tried to focus on getting it functional. So the idea is to create local storage of what you're writing, so you actually can have a draft of what you're writing saved. And you can like browse the site. You can go to other forum posts and stuff, and still have the draft and that up. Yeah,
that's a very nice use of modern technologies now. Yeah, so that you're storing your draft replies and kind of having semi-offline mode, I suppose, if your internet connection goes down and you're on the train or whatever.
Because that was a lot of the problem. You had to pretty much had to do your writing in an editor. Which is probably what you're going to do anyway if you're going to do a long post. But still, if you want to reply to something while using your phone or your laptop on a train, as you say, or while commuting, then it's nice to know that you can actually use the editor that's in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can everything if you lose your connection.
I'm just going to interject. We've got quite a few questions coming in. So Lee Kelleher asks, I think we've kind of really touched on this, but he actually asks, is the forum post and the kind of the reply editor going to be rich text or markdown or both? So you've shown obviously this is markdown. Is there an intention to be a rich text editor version, or is it purely going to be Markdown?
It's going to be Markdown editor, but you still have the options to like insert images and like do the things you normally do in a rich text editor. So I guess it's got like both functionalities in a way, but it's primarily a Markdown editor right now.
Okay. So I presume this kind of this reply editor is the same or very similar to the kind of the main editor for the initial post kind of creation.
There's a little bit of a difference. We're still working on the editor for creating a topic, because it's a bit different right now, and we're like trying to figure out how we want to do it the best way. But we can actually show it. Do you have anything else for the forum?
Yes. Let's just take a couple of other things. So Morten Bock asks, we make sure the old URLs still work so Google results will not end in 404s. I presume this is talking about in terms of legacy content that we have in the Our Umbraco forum and kind of porting what we currently have into this kind of new structure. Is the kind of in terms of legacy Google SEO, in terms of obviously you've got some URLs that people will search on, or may even have bookmarked even.
That's actually a really good point. I think we've been talking about creating some kind of system, like to start updating old forum posts, and like clean up the forum, because there's a lot of stuff in there that's actually not useful anymore. It might be even confusing. So we're gonna try and set up some kind of system that that'll encourage people to maybe do some cleanup once in a while, get a bit of karma for it, or something like that.
Okay.
And then like start updating if you have like good solutions in a thread, and then go through the thread, maybe update the links and stuff like that. Otherwise, delete the post and like get the forum cleaned up.
Okay, so from your reply, Rune, it sounds like there might be a legacy system that's going to be running alongside this in the meantime to kind of port or kind of transfer any useful content over into the new forum. Is that how I'm understanding it?
I think that sounds like it's how you're understanding it. And I think that's how we're thinking it as well.
You haven't really thought about it, have you?
No, we have actually been talking about, exactly about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things. If we can make it, then on the 16th of February we have the birthday coming up, and like the whole week we're gonna have a open office so everyone can come in and like see what we're doing here and maybe help out with some of our stuff, do some coding and some hacking, and that's one of the things we've been talking about, like creating kind of an interface to like start migrating the posts and clean up the forum. So we have been talking about it, but it's a very good point.
And pretty much all of the core team will be working on the birthday week.
Oh, that's awesome! So a ton of resources will be thrown at R rather than say a small subset of the kind of the core or the HQ team.
Yeah. HQ.
Awesome. Yeah. So this kind of probably brings me back into another question from Morten. You're talking obviously about cleaning up the forum, but he asks, will the forum categories get an overhaul because there's still a 4.1 feedback forum? I presume, obviously, you've just kind of answered that in terms of kind of migrating new content over from old to new.
Yeah.
Okay. Whilst we're still doing questions, let's take some more. Lee Kelleher asks, is the karma system being reviewed, or are we happy with it currently?
We had some talk about it. We still don't know what to do about it. We think it works as it does now, but we would like to add karma points for contribution on the core, or filling out your profile, or adding an avatar in the long run, so that people's profiles actually are updated.
Okay.
in that way. But as for now, we think it works as it should.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
nice.
also like a question of limiting what we are capable of doing right now. Once a lot, but so we need to like do specific actions like the docs on the forum. That's what we are focusing on.
Okay.
Yeah, then we'll get to the other systems eventually. Or people can do pull requests if they have some great ideas.
Yeah, no, it's that's an awesome thing that hearing that this is going to go on to GitHub and is going to be a lot easier to contribute to by the sounds of it. So yeah, no, this is going to be awesome. One other question that's very, very popular. Morten Bock asks, will this all work on mobile?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it will. It will work perfectly on mobile and on tablets and yeah.
Okay. Is there any? Leading on from that, is there any kind of mocks currently to show that, or is?
We actually have some of it working-ish.
Ish? No, that's fair enough. I understand it's all work in progress.
Let's share the screen again. See if we can do this. Haven't really tried showing off responsive stuff while screen sharing, so it's going to be interesting.
Yep.
If we get the we got graph up here. So we've got the editor open now and the forum open now, and if we go to a tablet view,
Nice.
So you're not seeing the entire screen there. I can see. It's not responsive with Google Hangout.
No, I can see it's responding when you're resizing. I can see.
Yeah, and what's happening here is the editor fills up the entire screen. So instead of having the side-by-side view, you get the editor view, and then you have a little button where you can switch between, so you can check out the preview how it looks.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
That's a responsive editor anyway, and the forum thread is also behaving quite nicely.
Yeah, that's looking really, really nice. So it's nice to know that this is gonna mobile's not gonna be forgotten or kind of left behind. So yeah, it's been seriously thought about because I know that I personally do it, and I might sit on the train home, on the commute home, and spend, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes just kind of searching the forum, and is there anything I can pick up and answer and kind of reply on my phone? So this is going to be awesome for that.
So now you can actually see that's the mobile editor, pretty much.
Nice. So I'm just going to run through a few more questions, and then maybe we'll take anything else that you want to kind of demo or show off. Martin Griffiths asks, the homepage shows content at a glance, most recent items. Will something along this line continue, and will it dynamically update without a page refresh?
That is also a thing we've been talking about doing. Yeah, definitely. Especially with like recent threads, like to have some kind of animation showing that stuff is happening in the forum. If you're on the front page, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah, and in the same way, activities in the threads that you participate in will also be on the front page if you're logged in.
Okay.
So you get a personalized feed somehow.
Yep.
Maybe you want to show up the quick menu.
Yeah, we added a quick menu, so you can browse the page if you're in a forum and you get a notification that there's happening something in a thread that you participate in. You can actually quick menu and then navigate right to the thread that's...
Ooh, that is nice. So how did you get to that, Simon, again? Can you just show me?
You have an avatar when you signed in at the top of the screen. Currently it's Darth Vader with a notification badge. Yeah.
He's on V7, by the way.
Oh, is he? Oh, good.
And then it's just a click. And this is wherever you are on the page, you can always enter this part.
Okay, that's really, really nice. So if you just go back to the forum kind of overview page, I presume the kind of very thin green slice on the left hand of any kind of topic is showing that there's new activity since I've last looked at it, or since when, or since what? What's the kind of the indicator?
Actually, right now, this is the work in progress marked as a solved marker. What do you call it?
Yeah, so there has a solution or an answer to the problem. Yeah.
This is still work in progress. We somehow want not to take too much space from the thread title. So this is the current thing.
Yeah, but we've been trying some different things, like making the entire background of the topic green and stuff like that. And we're just trying out different things right now. It's not quite obvious enough right now, I think, but yeah.
Okay, cool. This is another suggestion. Morten Bach gives a suggestion. Maybe this page or thread could be sorted or filtered somehow with lists of unanswered questions. And so someone's put an initial kind of topic and there's been no replies. And then I suppose another kind of filter or view, questions with no solutions. So there's been replies, but the topic hasn't been marked with a solution yet. Is that something that's going to be thought about, or?
We had thought of some sorting, but not that kind. But it's a very great idea that we will look into.
Okay, cool.
And we've also been talking about doing some kind of power user dashboard or admin dashboard, but actually mostly a power user thing. If you have like above a certain number of karma, then you get a kind of a dashboard or an inbox almost when you go to the front page, where you can like sort posts in different ways and like you can follow threads. So if there's a thread you're not participating in right now, but you might find kind of interesting, you can mark that as a favorite or something like that, and then you also get notifications on that. So that'd be a good place to put a filter, like it hasn't been solved or stuff like that. Yeah, it's a very good idea.
Yeah, very nice. A couple of other questions. Ed Perry asks, we will be able to upload an avatar along with the options of pulling in from Gravatar, Twitter, a webcam, or other, he puts.
Actually, today when you sign up, you can pull your avatar from Twitter or Gravatar. It automatically pulls from Gravatar, and if you have no picture on Gravatar, you'll get the standard Gravatar image, which is a doodle or somehow. We will work on, if you just fill in your mail, it will check up if you have a user on Gravatar and take that image. Or you can change it, if you log in with Twitter, it will take the image from Twitter instead, and probably fill out the bio from Twitter as well.
So you're talking about logging in from Twitter there. So is there a way to sign up or kind of authenticate just using Twitter then? Is that a plan? Is that something that you've, or have I just misunderstood that, Simon?
Yeah, it's again a work in progress, but it's definitely a main priority. We've
done a little mock-up of it right here. So if you click sign in, you get the login form, and you kind of get the options to sign in with Twitter or Google or Facebook, or whatever options we're going to implement there. But we definitely want to try to get some OAuth in there. That'd be nice. For the sign-up process as well, it makes it so much easier. Yeah, and also like talking about the sign-up, we want to make it possible to just get started by giving your email and a password, and then you kind of start. You can start using the forum. Then you can always fill out the profile stuff later, because now it's actually a long process to sign up for the forums.
Yeah, so you're talking about the profile and things like that. I know that the sign up for the profile process, you need to kind of set where your location is and some other things. I've noticed from the top menu there's kind of no nearby map. Is that intentional, or is that something to come later, or is it something that's just not used or working on now on Our Umbraco?
We talked about it, and we talked about gathering people and events in one page. So if you go to people, you can actually get a view of people nearby you from a position you set in your profile on somehow, or logged in last. And the same with events. This is a very work in progress page. And so, but that's the idea for it. So we still got the map.
Nice. Yeah, very nice.
It's not the biggest priority right now, changing the whole like how the map stuff works. There's quite a lot of work involved with like getting the forum up and running and. Yeah.
No, of course, and the forum is probably the most priority and the most used thing in terms of the site. So, in terms of the map and finding people where you're nearby, it's obviously, priority-wise, it's low down. So, but overall,
quickly, if
gone, sorry, Rune.
We have another thing to show, like how you create a topic. That's a little bit different. You're seeing it now?
Yeah.
Ish, I guess. Okay, so what we've got here is the create a topic page. So when you start typing in the topic, it automatically updates on the page, and you get a preview of how the topic is going to look actually.
Yep.
And then you can choose between different categories. There's going to be more than 3. But
I currently can't see any, so you've kind of tabbed into the choose a category box.
Oh yeah, of course. But when I pick one, you can see it updates.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And you choose a Umbraco version as well. And then you start typing in for the so that's how that stuff works.
No, that's it's really nice.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be excited for this and to kind of get their hands on it, and then once you guys kind of do probably like an initial release or kind of beta or alpha or whatever you're going to do. I would imagine a lot of people will be excited to contribute back to the project if they can.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
hopefully. No pressure.
Yeah, and again, the office is open on our birthday week, so if anyone wants to visit us and participate in getting this done, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a nice invitation. Unfortunately, I would love to come, but location and other issues. But that's so I suppose if you're in Denmark or can fly over to Denmark and join the guys over at the HQ office, then that sounds a perfect way to kind of hack and collaborate and make sure that Our Umbraco becomes the product that we all want and love.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be all the way from the 16th, where the actual birthday is, and then all during the week, and then on Friday we're going to have a football tournament and a party in the evening as well. So
sounds like a good fun week.
Yeah. Gonna send out invitations, of course, like a newsletter or something, so you get a proper invitation. But definitely mark it in the calendar.
Yeah, nice. So I think that's probably about it. Unless there's anything else you want to kind of demo or kind of show off or kind of ask for feedback on whilst we're here.
Yeah,
is there anything gone?
We're always interested in feedback, and you're free to contact us on Twitter or write us an email. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so if anyone's watching this later on and has kind of thought of a really good idea or some feedback, so the best thing is to either get you both on Twitter. So, Rune, what is it, at Hemraka,
Hemraka, yeah.
Hemraka, and Simon, you're just your full name, isn't it? Simon Busborg?
Yeah.
Or what was that, Ruth?
I didn't say it was boring.
Sorry. Am I doing bad pronunciation?
No, not
Oh, okay. Good. Or probably do best to drop you an email, which is just first name @umbraco.com. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think we'll wrap up there. Good chatting to you guys, and awesome work on this next version of Our Umbraco. And I'm sure the community and everyone involved is going to look forward to seeing it released.
Woo! So are we.
Woo! Excellent. Good chatting to you guys, and I'll see you both very, very soon.
Yeah, you too.
Excellent. Cheers, guys. Ta-da. Bye.
Bye-bye.